This month, yeah.
Thursday.
That's Thursday. The speaker summoned. In fact, the speaker had put Parliament on a freeze.
That's right.
Senate indefinitely, but he's brought it back. I'm sure some conversations have happened, on the back end, etc.
What's going to happen on Thursday?
I don't know. I'm just thinking, just like you. What would the speaker do? Because the Supreme Court is very insistent on what they want to do. Let's see what Speaker Bagbin has up his sleeves.
What about the members of Parliament themselves? We saw what happened the last time.
Right.
They attempted to get some government business done. This person wants to sit here. This person wants to sit here. Others are still holding themselves out as majority on social media and so on and so forth. And I mean, I think the stance of the NDC still remains. I don't know whether I've heard them change their tune.
Right.
But at least from some MPs that I've heard from, they said they maintain that they
are majority and minority.
And of course, where they sit on Thursday will be instructive. Are we going to have another
6th of January 2021?
Or are we ready to move forward? Do you predict that there'll be some consensus behind the scenes so that come Thursday, everybody goes, sits down, government business is conducted?
Well, I'm sure we can activate the phone lines, but first let's listen to Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh of the NPP. He's the running mate. He says he wants everybody to sign the peace pact, but his boss was not there.
We of the MPP have always been resolute in our conviction that the peace of this country is more important and is paramount, and that an election campaign is the contest of ideas in the quest of the people's mandate to form a government and lead this country. Our flag bearer has always embodied this important principle, and we will continue in this path. We've spoken a lot, and I think that it is time for us to put words into action. Let us sign the peace accord to demonstrate that we mean what we say. We are here today to advocate, to urge us, to speak to ourselves that peace is important. But sometimes God allows us to see the contrast between peace and chaos. The Bible talks to us in Matthew when Christ the Lord was asleep and the storms were raging. And the disciples went to say, "Master, don't you care about us while we perish?" Christ woke up and said, "Peace be still." Children of God should stand up and say, "Peace be still." The peace of God that passes all understanding is what we need. Coming to stand on this platform and advocating for peace, while at the same time beating war drums in parts of the country, is not possibly correct. As I speak, Boko is on fire. But as I speak, vigilante groups are gathering in my own Ashanti region. For what purpose, I don't know. Against laws that we have passed in this country against vigilantism and everything else. If any part of the country is on fire, I do agree with Hassan Ayanga, His Excellency, to be waiting. That we cannot have peace in the country when one part is on fire. And we cannot have peace in the country when people advocate explicitly on platforms, political and non-political, that they don't care if the country burns. For those of us who have a stake in the country, we need peace more than anything. And for the disciples of our good Lord, we need you to speak and gather and ensure that peace happens. We have had peace for a very long time, and these threats rekindle us in the hope that God, the Son, who lived among us, was a peacemaker. Almost all the religions that are gathered here claim to be peacemakers. The Muslim religion, the Christian religion, and whatever. But we should also not lose sight of the fact that It is getting bad when religious intolerance is coming to add to political intolerance in this country. People, supposedly pastors and Christians, are beating the world round. I serve Dr. Bawumia, and I would serve Dr. Bawumia. My Christian, and he's a Muslim, is all for the betterment of the country. Nobody should advocate for himself. A peacemaker, and that if it is not him, Ghana should burn. We are a religiously tolerant people. We have been religiously tolerant since the golden times, or Gold Coast days through Ghana to now. Let us not add to the fire with religious intolerance. That was a sure recipe for a country that will be in chaos. We are willing and ready not only to speak about peace, but to sign the peace accord and ensure that as a government, if the laws don't work, others should work and give us peace. God bless us all.
No one of us in our fighting in our community.
That was Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh. It's a running mate for the NPP. He was speaking at the Peace Dialogue. On peace, no violence. Alfred Thompson is of the NPP. He speaks for the Bawumia campaign. Alfred, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Johnny.
Good to see you. How's your campaign going?
Very well.
Are you sure?
Very, very well.
Are people receiving your message?
Oh, yes.
What have you been telling them?
Johnny, we've been telling them about the challenges we faced as a country, how we started, what we came to meet. Doctor has been telling them what he's gone through. He came to meet a serious, defunct economy.
All right.
We started putting things well. Then we had global challenges. The last one was the global economic crunch,
right,
which caused many nations to face economic difficulties. And that was what caused us the rise of the dollar.
But you said you had arrested the dollar and given the key to IGP.
I'm telling you that there was a global economic crunch.
That was before you arrested the dollar, after you arrested the dollar?
We were trying to fix and make sure that we smoothen the fundamentals.
Right.
That was when the crunch came in.
But so you said you had arrested the dollar, Alfred Thompson.
I'm telling you something. Once you have arrested, you arrest something. But if your gates are not locked well, what happens?
But you said you had given the key to the chief of police.
We didn't say that. We said we will.
No.
We said we will.
Dr. Bawumia said, I have arrested the dollar after 100 days in
says,
power.
I will give the key.
He said, I have given the key to the IGP.
And then IGP was changed, isn't it?
So he took the key.
In the
palace, he retired.
He retired. So I'm telling you that there were economic challenges globally. Those were the times Doctor will tell you that he did not sleep. He had to sit down and think and look at how we can reform this economic challenges and make sure that we bring Ghana on the right track again. He's gradually
done wearing a Dr. Bawumia pendant.
Yes. Do you like it? It's lovely.
Where from this?
You love it?
Hey,
Doctor gave it to me.
Doctor gave it to you personally?
For hard work and the dedication I'm giving to his campaign.
Why is Doctor not talking about the exchange rate, talking about fuel, talking about gold?
He's talking about everything.
Is he?
He's told us how he's going to make sure that the exchange rate is stabilized.
As
he
in
talked about the
his government from his government?
He talked about the GFF, the gold for forex.
Right.
He talked about the gold for oil. And he talked about the forex, the gold for forex foreign reserves.
Right.
That is going to help stabilize the dollar from moving up. Don't forget that Doctor was the person who chaired under President Kufuor the exchange rate coming 1:1, and he's done it, so he can do it again.
But why is he not doing it now? Why is he not doing it now? President Kufuor said he brought him in to help him govern, and he was the financial brain and the economic brain.
In order to fight corruption, you have to put in certain fundamentals, and that was the digitalization of our system. Because you can do everything, and every year, every new president who comes in will tell you that, I've taken 50,000 ghost names out of a payroll,
right?
And all these things were going on. So he sat down and said, listen, we can't keep on saying all these things. Then year in, year out.
But Doctor's digitalization is just launching of apps. So
it's not only launching of
apps.
It's not only launching of apps. It's putting things in place to make sure that.
What things has he put in place?
Because when you go dig it out,
tell me.
When you go dig it out, what happens is that you are able to check corrupt practices. People cannot do things behind closed doors and then walk away freely. You will see any person who logs into a system and does anything bad. Example, salaries. You can't get ghost coming back with their Ghana card and being registered as salary paid workers. Once you link that, and gradually we link everything to the death and births registry, what is happening is that the moment you die, your Ghana card is seized. So there are so many things that will go wrong, that is what has brought out a lot of corrupt practices. But Alfred, that people think, oh, MPP are corrupt. It's not that MPP are corrupt. But the truth is that the digitalization is bringing out corrupt practices.
But Alfred, you do know that even with this SIM card registration, etc., we now Helen was telling me how her phone number, somebody sent a message to her, the insurance companies, and even Dr. Bawumia has been sending us messages. How did he get our numbers?
You see, when you are building a system, don't forget that you get people who are corrupt.
But the man
but
the man who says is Dr. Digital, he's not been sending me, he's not been intruding my space with this message. Have I invited him to send me a message?
People who have who build their softwares, they are the same people who brings
But I'm saying that Dr. Bawumia is the big.
themselves creates the virus.
Dr. Bawumia is the big guy. He should not be the one intruding my space with his messages.
He hasn't intruded your space.
He has sent me a message. Has he not sent you a message?
I gave him your number.
Helen, has he not sent you a message?
I gave him your number. I gave him your number.
He wished you happy birthday.
Yes. And I gave him your number, or I put your number on the system so that
you give Helen's number to you. You don't have Helen's number.
Johnny.
You don't have
Johnny.
Helen's
I'm talking
number.
about you,
You
Johnny.
don't have Helen's number. How did he get Helen's number?
Oh, but other people have Helen's number.
Is it Alfred Thompson?
Helen.
Other people have Helen's number. So her number can be given. We put our collective people together and we send messages. I fish out for your birthday and I make sure that you send you a message on your birthday. That is what you are doing to build a nation. It means that we care. We go deeper than you think.
Alfred Thompson.
That is the president we need. Someone with both solutions. Someone who will not think just in the box, but outside the box. To solve problems when there are challenges. Not to throw his hands in despair and see that I'm not a magician.
Alfred Thompson.
Yes, Johnny
The ball of Kinky that Nanado complained about is now at 5 CDs.
Yeah.
Some selling at 7 CDs.
Sure.
What does he think?
I know 5 CDs. I don't know 7 CDs. I haven't seen 7 CDs. Maybe it's in your area. Which area do you stay?
He complained about
which area do you stay?
I'll tell you where I live.
You live in a posh area, maybe cantonments and things, so you don't want to show us.
So now.
So let me tell you.
He complained about 1 CD Kinky.
When I told you that there were economic global crunches, both COVID, Ukraine war, then global economic crunch, the financial system shuts down. When all these things happen, you don't expect to pay things on the same level that you used to. So we should be buying Kinky at 5 CDs. An example is when I went to Singapore and I went to a restaurant. I had my my food and everything. And I said, oh, I need tissue to wipe my mouth and everything. So they brought me tissue too. They charged me for it. And I said, what? Sorry. Do you mean by sending me?
You didn't understand.
I could never appreciate. Then they told me that here, when you ask for tissue, you pay for it. It's not for free.
I see.
It's not happening in Ghana. When in the midst of the crunch, when even Nigeria, our brothers in Nigeria, were queuing for fuel, we made sure that in Ghana we will not face that problem.
But we don't have plenty. Does Singapore and Nigeria have plenty for food and jobs?
They have.
They do.
Their own way of planting
Singapore.
They don't call it
planting for food and jobs.
You know Singapore was a fishing nation.
Right.
And you know what it is now? It's a tourist nation.
Right. And what are you doing with yours?
That doesn't mean that they've stopped their fishing.
What are you doing with yours?
Go and check all the tourist sites that have been refurbished. You will come and tell me that, no, Nanado has done a good job.
Are you happy that we are buying a ball of Kinky at 5 CDs?
You are talking about sites.
George,
you are talking about tourist
Alfred
sites.
Thompson.
Let's finish with that one.
No,
you don't want to finish with tourist
I will
sites.
come back to that.
No, let's not come back to that. Let's finish with it before
Alfred
we
Thompson,
on.
are you happy? Are you happy that we are buying a ball of Kinky at 5 CDs? Alfred Thompson.
When you go to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum today, what you see there and what you used to see are two different sites.
What does it have to do with the price of the ball of Kinky?
Tourist site where he was buried. What you see now and what you used to see.
What does that have to do with the price of a ball of Kinky?
Government that he served under. You tell the difference.
Are you happy that we are buying a ball of Kinky at 5 CDs?
Place to place. I am not happy that is going on.
So why are you defending it?
I'm telling you that both solutions is bringing issues-based things that will help us bring the currency down and also help us build a nation that is stronger and better and resilient to some of these challenges.
You are saying
it's only when you face challenges that you are able to sit down and plan to make sure that something like the DDEP will not happen to us
Helen,
again.
Kinky Index has something for us. Read it for us.
Indeed. In fact, they have two separate tweets, but this one says 2 years ago, Kinky sold at 2 and 3 cities, perhaps 1 city in Teshi. Now it's 3.
Teshi.
Teshi and Teshi is the same thing. Why are you harassing her?
Please,
no.
You are harassing her.
Thank
Leave
you,
her
Alfred.
alone.
Last Friday, she sat in the trotro for the second time of her life.
Thank you for your. Thank you for
But
your.
it's good that she even took it to at least experience it.
No,
Exactly.
we will put you on our bus on Friday.
Someone will not do it.
No, we'll put you on our bus on
Which
Friday.
of the buses?
Alfred, I'm grateful for your intervention.
We have a bus that will take us. Janet will make sure that you are organized.
I park my car, I use trotro just to listen to what is on
I
ground.
do that too.
Yes, so if she's done that, I will give
For
her
the
thumbs up.
second time.
No, I will give her thumbs
Yeah,
up
but now
because
we
that is a bold idea that she's taking.
So we are throwing an invite to you. We have a Trotsky that you must join.
Friday, if I'm in town, I'll
Friday,
definitely
you know
join.
you will be in town.
Where am I taking it to?
No, we are roaming town. We want you to hear real Ghanaians.
Okay, so the Kinky Index also says now it's 3, 4, and 5. It's 3, 4, 5, and 7 cities with 5 cities dominating. The last time we found
for your
Kinky,
information.
Yes, the last time we found Kinky at 2 cities was March. Now the 3-city Kinky 2 is almost gone. And for the dates when they first spotted 7-city Kinky, that was on the 19th of July. Kinky Index says, "Hello, 7-city Kinky. We met for the first time in June, actually at Rawlings Park."
Rawlings Park, 7
Yes,
cities.
7 cities.
I bought Kinky, there is no 7 cities.
When did you buy the Kinky there?
Even as of last week.
You
I
bought
and I think
Kinky
it was
at
about 5
Rawlings
cities.
Park.
Yeah. I was in Rawlings Park last week because I was going to buy speakers for my house.
Alfred Thompson.
I was going to buy speakers for my house. I went with my guy.
But the
He's
Kinky
called
Index
Henry.
does concede that the 5 Ghana city Kinky is what is dominating. I don't think the 7 cities is
So
the
7,
norm.
you won't see it at most places. Maybe 1 or 2 people will add a weight more and do it 7 cities.
How does Ronaldo feel about the price of Kinky?
I don't know.
He campaigned
I don't know.
with it.
I haven't asked him. Once you've asked me, I'll ask him.
You should
I'll
ask
do
him.
that. Yeah, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we are meeting him. So
Why
I'll
does
ask
he
him.
not talk to us anymore?
He does.
Fellow Ghanaians. He talks
Tomorrow
to us.
he's
how?
talking to us in the central region.
No, he is
Yes.
doing party campaign.
Apart from party campaign, he's meeting opinion leaders and other people.
He told organized labor that he needs time to talk about Galamsey. When is he going to have time
Very
to talk
soon.
to us?
Very soon. Before
How
the end
much
of this
time does he
month.
need?
Before the end of this month, I'm definitely sure.
How
I'll
much
talk to
time
him.
does he need? He waits till the end of the month. That's 3 months.
Today, I wish Americans the best in their polls.
You are diverting the
I
conversation.
wish the best wins. And the best is in my head.
And it will have an impact on our elections.
Not someone, definitely not. Not someone who will come and insult, but someone who will bring solutions to problems. And that is the leader we need in Ghana.
Who is
as well.
insulting? Who is
So
insulting?
we have people who call people stupid and other things.
Who?
Eh?
Who?
Hasn't Martin Amedu been called stupid before for naming someone GO1?
I see.
Hasn't Bawumia been called stupid for not talking about this? They say he's not talking about this election is about the economy, and you should come and talk about the economy when he's telling you that digitalization and the economy are linked.
I see.
So if you call people stupid instead of bringing your what do you call it, solutions to issues, like what Bawumia has said, they're good for forex, they're good for oil, they're good as a reserve, which will help stabilize your currency. Building institutions that will help, like bringing the electricity tariffs down by 50% by putting in the what do you call it, the
But the
solar
electricity
systems.
is not there.
I'm
It
coming.
keeps
Putting
going
in the
off.
solar systems.
It keeps going
He
off.
said, I'm putting in solar systems. That will bring
Polugu
it down.
multi-purpose
And what I'm
dam
going to
that
do
has
is that
solar.
the solar
Have
systems-
you $12 million?
The solar systems that
Alfred
are
Thompson.
going to-
$12 million.
For what? What was it meant for?
Polugu multi-purpose
No.
dam.
It was meant for research and feasibility. Go and read the book.
You spend $12 million to do
But it's not-
feasibility studies.
Go and check the this
Alfred
thing. Go
Thompson.
and check that
Do-
dam.
can we
Do you
afford
know
it?
the price of the dam itself?
$12 million.
You know the price
You
of
a
the dam
banker.
itself?
You a
John,
banker.
You should know better.
You a banker.
You should know better that there's the difference between feasibility and other studies.
We
that
spent-
will make sure that before you start the project will be
We spent
viable.
another $2 million on what do you call it? Skytrain that never materialized.
Have you finished with the Paralugu? We are talking about Paralugu. We haven't finished.
No, I'm
You see,
just
you've
telling
jumped
you.
ship.
I'm
You've
telling
jumped
you.
ship.
I'm telling you
No,
how
let
much
us
money we
finish.
have
Let us
spent.
take the project one by one.
Are you
And
comfortable with
address it.
$12 million spent on Polugu multi-purpose dam?
If a project is going to cost me over 200 or 300 million dollars, and I'm spending 12 million to do feasibility, I would prefer to do that.
Miscellaneous
feasibility. I didn't say miscellaneous. I said feasibility.
$12
and
million.
When the information came out and there was misrepresentation, I was sad. Because I expected people to go and read and see that it wasn't for the dam, but for the research, for the feasibility, and for the things that will make sure that before we take over and start the project, everything is in place.
What is your exchange rate now? The country's exchange
I don't know. I haven't changed
$1 to you, a banker. You check it every day.
I don't change dollars.
You don't change dollars.
I'm focused on my campaign.
Helen, is it 17 cedis?
It's not 17. I don't believe in 17 cedis.
It's not 17
I don't believe so.
Pound is how much?
I don't know.
21 cedis.
I don't believe
Euro
so.
You spend $12 million on
Are you now on the euro?
No, I'm checking the exchange rate. No, I'll come back. I'll come back to Paulugu. I'm saying that I'm surprised that you are not surprised that you spent $12 million.
I am saying that if it's for
on
project,
feasibility
and
studies.
that is what they say, and maybe the World Bank is requesting that do these feasibilities before I give you the funding to make sure that this project works. You have to do it. It's part of the
$12 million.
It's part of the requirements.
Wow, $12 million.
I'm sure auditors checked. Didn't auditors check? So let's ask the auditors.
Alfred Thompson,
is that project,
$12 million.
Is that research or that feasibility? Is it worth $12 million? Then they would come out and say that no, it's not. Then whoever has spent money that should not have been spent would have to refund.
Has this government ever done that?
Why can't we ask for that?
Has this government ever held people accountable?
Why can't we ask for that?
Have you ever held people accountable?
Have
you ever held people accountable?
Yes.
This government?
Yes.
Who? Mention.
Several.
One. Just mention one. Just one.
Several.
No,
I'm giving you several.
No,
go
one.
Do your research.
No, one.
Go and do your research.
Who have you held accountable?
Bache Jaku was held accountable.
Bache Jaku, when he was looking for the presidency and the flag bearership, he came to complain to us that he was yanked off, he was sacked.
And he was held accountable before he was out.
Was he?
Yes.
What did he do?
I was held accountable.
What did he do?
Everything I went through in NIB.
I was held accountable.
Yes.
But you were a good man.
Yes, I was held accountable.
For doing no wrong.
Who said I didn't do wrong?
Did you do wrong?
Have you seen the report?
I don't know.
Then
you tell me. Did you do wrong?
Go and check.
Did you do wrong?
Go and check from the reports.
The MPP, the Afrobarometer doesn't favor the MPP. Have you read the Afrobarometer?
How doesn't it favor the MPP? There are good sides in it and there are bad sides. You can't take one side and say that the whole thing doesn't favor.
So what do you say to the Afrobarometer report? Agronu Wofum.
Yeah.
More of them.
Yeah, and we are working hard towards it. That's why you don't see me around. I believe that this election, inshallah, Dr. Bawumia will be declared the president of this republic on the 8th of December because of his hard work, because of his dedication, because of his humility, because of what he's putting in place. It's not because maybe you like, oh, there's a fine man, there were challenges, so let us throw this person away. Yes, there are challenges, but how do we shoulder on and make sure that we turn those challenges into opportunities? And that is what Dr. Bawumia has named in his manifesto. The other opponent's manifesto, I don't even see it around to even check what he's saying. I don't see the policies he's bringing on board to even check what he's saying. All I hear is 25 economy. 25 economy, you and me know it's a demand and supply thing. If there is no demand, you can't supply.
But you
there
said,
is no demand.
But you said
3 or 133 or whatever they are calling. I think 3 is the number they like.
But was it not John Boedu, the former General Secretary, who said that because of the policies that you are putting in place, we will get to a point where we'll have to import labor into this country?
We haven't gotten to that point yet. We are still working.
After 8 years, you have not gotten.
Does it take one day? If someone who has destroyed something in 4 years, you think it takes one day to turn it around?
You have had 8 years. What have you done with it?
It doesn't matter. We had to first of all make sure that we put the economic fundamentals well. Whilst doing that, we had challenges. Whilst the challenges came, we still had to work hard to maintain and make sure that we build upon it.
You
so it wasn't an easy journey.
Too much on COVID, Russia, Ukraine.
No, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about making sure that the first and most important thing is to make sure that your economic the fundamentals are right. That is why we went into the banking sector cleanup.
So when the fundamentals are weak,
they are not correct, and we are assuming that banks are operating. You give them money straight times.
You were a banker.
They are still
was it a wise decision to have done that banking sector cleanup?
At that time, it was.
It was not because of somebody's greed.
Why should
somebody's vendetta?
Why should someone be greedy about a cleanup that will help a nation?
But people lost their jobs. People lost their jobs. People lost their.
They made sure that people do not lose their monies. They made sure. And that is what cost us.
And they have not gotten their monies.
Some have. In fact, almost everyone.
You are a
have.
banker. If I come in, if I trust Alfred Thompson to give you my money, if I trust Alfred Thompson to give you my money and I don't get my money back, and you say you have done a cleanup, what is the essence of the cleanup?
If you go and put it at the place that the auditors have not given you the full report, you cannot go and pay.
But GM Bank says you owe them, pay them. Government owes me, pay
How
me,
much?
so I can pay the contractors.
So let the auditors finish checking the books.
How long would it take?
As long as the auditors haven't brought the report. No, as long as the auditors haven't brought the report, Bank of Ghana can make funds available.
Do you feel his pain, Dr.
Yes, I do. But still, he has to make sure that he has to get the auditors to put the books right before you can pay out. Otherwise, we'll get double payments. We'll get people receiving monies here and there. And that is a risk. We don't want that to happen. So you have to get the things right before you can do the payments.
Dr. Bawumia, we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
When he meets the youth, what does he tell them?
He's concerned about their education. And that is why education is key in his policy. He's going to increase the amount of funding for STEM and TVETs because he believes that apart from free education, people should be able to come out of school. If you cannot go to even the university, you should have your technical and vocational training up. And definitely you'll be given some funding to start your own business or you'll be set up to start your own business. It helps in creating jobs for people. 2, he's looking at the jobs for the youth. He's talked about the 1 million training in ICT and other things. He's talked about making sure that nurses and teachers are getting their allowances and also making sure we produce them to come out and get good jobs to do. That is why we are looking at the 111 hospitals being built, apart from the over 70 plus
Leonardo said he will finish Agenda 111 by the close of his term.
He said he will finish, but he hasn't finished.
Can he finish it?
I don't believe that it will be finished before the end of this year.
But he criticized his predecessor for not finished secondary schools.
You know that we've done over 17 projects in the medical center or the medical center.
That is not what I'm talking
John
about.
Mahama left for us to do.
Agenda.
I can name them for you right now.
In fact, Agenda 111 was foisted on us in COVID time.
Yes, because we saw the need for
the elections.
We saw the need for it. It wasn't for elections.
I contributed.
No, it wasn't for elections. It was to
he said he was going to finish it by 2024.
It was to make sure that our health sector is secure.
He gave us 18
because
months.
We realized under the COVID, we realized that people had to travel miles to even go for medical
but
treatment.
he promised us 18 months. The 18 months have come and gone.
Yes, but
he has not finished.
That is why I told
and it doesn't look like he's going to finish.
I told you that in the COVID era, as soon as it was getting finished, there was the global economic crunch, which affected us financially.
He spoke about promise and fail. He has promised, he
hasn't failed. He's still continuing with the project. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't abandoned.
1st of July was when we were supposed to have
abandoned
outdoored the National Cathedral project. The National Cathedral that he foisted, his personal promise to God.
Weren't those National Cathedral projects put under audit scrutiny?
We spent monies that we are not supposed to have spent.
If you've put something under an audit, you cannot continue with the project until the audit is finished.
That is your safe haven.
The audit was finished recently. And that is why he's going ahead to make sure that they'll continue with the project.
He cannot finish it.
He didn't say, I'll finish it, rain or shine.
He said he gave us. Ken Oforiatta was in Parliament, giving us a timeline. He spoke on under oath.
Challenges came in. When challenges
what challenges came?
I mean, the audit and everything. Calling the audits and everything.
The audit came because he was spending monies that had not been approved by Parliament.
There was a board there.
The board,
yes,
that has somebody with a double identity on it.
Has the court said anything about that? Let's let the court.
You don't know.
I know that the court is still working on that.
You don't know.
I know.
You know that there's somebody on the board with a double identity.
He has a double identity. I know him as a Reverend Minister.
Reverend Kusi Boateng, Reverend Edu Jemfi.
Minister. That's all. That's not the double identity.
You don't know that he has.
No.
You go to church.
No.
You don't go to church.
I go to church.
And you don't.
I go to Ray Church.
You go to my church.
I don't go to any other church.
You go to my church.
I visit other churches.
And this is what the Father teaches you.
That's what?
To say that somebody doesn't have double identity when you know.
If I don't know about his double identity, you want me to know by force? Is that what you are saying, Johnny?
Okay.
No, is that what you are saying?
A friend of mine just sent this to me. He's a banker. He says the dollar is 17.15 cedis.
When did they get there?
Black market this morning is 16.80 cedis.
What did you get?
I'll have a look.
She didn't get 17.15.
This is a banker.
Which
I
bank?
won't,
Which bank?
I won't name his.
Which bank?
No, I won't. I know you people will go and target
listen,
him.
I can send you a message and I can say that it's coming from the office of the president. Is it true that it's coming from the office
But if you say you are wearing Bawumia pendants,
I can send you.
Why can't you send me a
sitting
message?
here? I don't work in the office of the president.
Where do you work?
People send all sorts of. I remember I was having an interview with Bella on TV3.
Right.
We were having an argument, and I told Bella that listen, the helmets that the police wear have cameras there.
No,
And
not all of them.
No, I'm not saying all of them.
Yes.
I said the helmets that the police
Some
wear
of them
have cameras there.
Yes, some of them.
And you know that
Don't
someone
make
said,
sweeping
I'm coming.
statements.
Oh, please,
Alfred.
please, Johnny.
Don't make
did I say all?
because Dr. Bawumia promised
Did I
that
say
he was
all?
going to give them body cam. He has not given them.
No, it's coming in faces.
Which face?
It's coming in faces.
3 faces
So
or
when I
one
said
face
that
or
there-
2 faces.
there's a police person who sent a message that he's a police officer. There's not even one helmet that has a
No,
camera
that
on.
cannot be true.
And Bella was challenging me that it's a police officer who said, I said it's an NDC official who sent it.
That cannot be
Because
true.
it is not true.
As
so
for that, it
I
cannot
went
be true.
out that day. I took a picture and I sent it to Bella and she said, wow, I always speak the truth. So let me tell you something. I will not come and sit here and lie. And that doesn't mean that because people send messages, I believe everybody who sends the message. What I am saying is that
Alfred
as far
Thompson.
as I know, I don't believe that BOG.
Do you
their
think
rate
do you
is at
think Ghanaians
17
are
cities.
happy with you?
They would not be happy when you have challenges. When you have challenges as a human
You
being, I don't
promise
think-
them heaven.
Listen, when you have challenges as a human being, I don't think you. will be
You
happy.
promise Ghanaians
Johnny,
heaven.
we
What you are
promised-
delivering
we
to them
promised
is
that-
pepper.
We promised that we will do things right.
Yeah.
We started.
You
doing
said you would
everything.
transform Ghana in 18 months.
Johnny,
Ghana,
the first 2 years.
Nima.
Go and check the first 2 years how things were going. That was the first time in
That
the
was on a
Fourth Republic.
that was on a
That was the first
that
time-
was on a sustained IMF program.
Oh,
You are a
is that
banker,
so?
you know.
Is that so?
You know.
You know, IMF,
Until 2019, we were on a sustained IMF program.
IMF programs can go wrong.
No, I'm saying that was
You know IMF programs can go
no.
wrong.
Let's set the parameters
No,
right.
I'm asking you a simple question.
Until
Do you know
2019,
IMF
were we
programs-
not on an IMF
Johnny,
program?
Do you know
I'm
IMF
asking
programs
you.
can go wrong?
Answer me.
Johnny,
I'm not saying
I'm
it
asking
can
a
go
simple
wrong
question.
or not. I said until
Did you get the
2019,
dollar?
were we not? Hold on. Until 2019,
Why?
were we not on an IMF program?
I've
Were we
closed the
not?
page, but
We
I
were.
saw 1636.
Thank you very much.
For
That
the
is why.
rate,
That
and
is why you are beautiful.
do you know our business desk? They always announce their figures, and then they say
You see, when
it
people
will vary
when, you
at
see,
the foreign.
what,
That is
what,
right.
What hurts me is that when people strategically push the dollar up, it worries us. It doesn't worry Nanado. It doesn't worry Dr. Bawumia. It doesn't worry Alfred Thompson.
pushes it up?
It worries us as a nation. Someone just sent you a message that is 17.15.
No, but this
When
is a
in
banker.
reality-
This is a
when
banker.
in
I
reality-
transact business with him.
I'm coming. When in reality it's 16 point.
But Alfred,
when we do that,
as
we
deputy,
are worrying our nation.
Alfred, you as deputy boss, then at NIB,
Yeah.
you know that these figures, when you get into individual banks, it changes. What are you
depends.
talking about?
It depends.
You know.
And that is why we have a leader who says that I am now going to do certain things or put certain things in place that when you go to the bank, you won't get these variables.
But you cannot have $1 million under your bed and then come and tell us that we should go and save our monies in the bank and then finish and come and tell us that the dollar should be at this
That
rate.
is someone's private thing.
It's not
And
private. Somebody who
someone's
was
private
a
thing.
cabinet member in government who told
That
us
is a
all
private
that we
person.
should go and save our money in
But
the
it's
bank.
still a private person. She didn't come to tell you. We told you. I told you. I asked for that.
Alfred
And you
Thompson.
remember very well that when her issue came, I sat there and I said the only thing that worries me is that when she had money, she didn't send it to the bank. As a banker, I'm not for that.
Right.
You remember I said that. So I don't see why you should come and criticize now for something that
No,
I have even
I'm asking you
criticized.
because Ghanaians have not forgotten.
Johnny,
Yes.
I'm here to tell you that inshallah we are praying and we are working hard.
Now you have
Dr.
become a Muslim.
Bawumia, with God, all things are possible.
I
And
hear
it is possible.
I hear you.
That Dr. Bawumia on the 8th of December will be elected.
What is your
and
bold
announced-
solution for our
and announced-
electricity problems that we
and
have now?
announced as the next leader of this country.
What is your bold
I
solution for
believe
the
that
power problems
with the
that we
power
have now?
issue, he has said that we are going to add over 2,000 megawatts of power from the solar sector. Now, what he's talking about is the panels being done here and being built by indigents, which will help create jobs. The other aspects of the solar, which will be done here and built by indigents, which will also create jobs. And after that, putting the solar on the system, which will bring electricity, what do you call it, tariffs down by 50% of what we are charging so far. So it tells you that this is a leader who is thinking about how we can help to build a nation that will create the avenue for expansion of an economy. As we speak to you now, the economy has grown over 20 billion and it's still growing. $1 billion.
But you're not paying your
And
debt.
we are still,
You're not paying your
we are
debt.
still- and when I said expanded,
You are not paying your debt. you are not paying your you need to pay your debt.
I'm not saying that we've saved. I said the economy has expanded.
Yes, but you are not paying your debt. You are not paying your debt. So you are living on calories.
So I shouldn't speak.
You are not paying your debt.
Then don't let me speak. Let me
are you paying your debt?
Let me go.
Are you paying your debt, Alfred Thompson?
Some debts are
you have
paid.
Postponed the payment of your debt.
When you take the what do you call it, the T-bills and things, are they being paid?
But I'm saying that but the T-bills are supposed to be safest. You are a banker, you know.
Also debts.
You are
they debts?
They are safest.
Are they debts? When it matures, are they paid?
How did you get the former Chief Justice to be picketing? How did you get the former Chief Justice to be picketing?
Exceptional cases, which I told you.
They are exceptional.
There were challenges that came.
Have you apologized for it?
We have.
Who apologized for it?
Even recently, the Minister of Finance apologized. The current Minister of Finance.
That apology that was negated by the explanation, as soon as he finished apologizing, he negated it.
So he shouldn't apologize.
But he did apologize.
He did apologize. Whether he explained or not, he apologized. And let us accept it in good faith. Let us not push people that they are not doing something.
You are not doing what you promised that you would do.
Asked him to apologize, and he's come and he's told you that I apologize.
But you are not doing
unreservedly.
You know the problem. You are not doing what you promised the people that you would do, and you are not even apologetic about it. That's where the problem is.
When we had challenges, we told the people, and we told them that it was a thing that we didn't expect, and we are sorry about that. But whatever we have to do to solve the problem, we are doing it. Today, as we speak, we all can see from the World Bank records and everything that we are growing faster than we are even expected to do. It tells you that
the boss of
the economy. It tells you that the economy.
The man who died, Dr. Jekum.
Can I finish this? It
Dr.
tells you
Jekum.
let me land, please, before we go to Dr. Jekum, and I'll tell you about Dr. Jekum's case because I had a personal conversation with him.
Right.
The economy is growing back on the right track. We need peace. We need some stability to make sure that it's stabilized.
You have said that we are turning the corner. Ken Oforiatta kept saying we have turned the corner.
Everything possible to make sure that this economy will rise.
Have we turned the corner?
We are still turning. But
Ken Oforiatta told us about a year ago that we have turned the corner.
It doesn't take one day.
So did he lie to us?
He didn't lie to us, but we are still working hard to make
we are turning the corner, but he said we have turned the corner.
Johnny,
Dr. Jekum.
Dr. Ejikum's case,
yes.
I spoke to him personally when Dr. Bawumia went to meet the pharmacist at his place, Kama Conference Center. I don't know why they decided to wait for his soul to repose before they started bringing this video out. They should have brought it out, and you see the rebuts he would have given. He has had challenges. He has had a bad situation. He regrets it. And he sat down with Dr. Bawumia and told him a lot of things. And doctor is working on them one after another. He listens. He's a listening person. He doesn't insult.
But his money has not been given to him.
He doesn't insult. His monies were lodged at GN Bank. If you want to know, I'm telling you.
Right.
His monies were lodged at GN Bank.
If you pay GN Bank, he would have paid him.
If the books are corrected, things can be paid. That is all I would say.
Alfred Thompson, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Johnny.
And I dragged you into the studio. It's been a good run. Thank you, Helen.
Thank Helen for bringing the right figures out.
No.
May God bless her. That's why she's beautiful.
So which source are you quoting from, Helen?
I've closed the page, but this is on X. It's a page that has official
X.
On X.
Go to Bank of Ghana or
she can go to Bank of Ghana
but the
NIB
number
or
has
ADB or something. It has varied right now.
Not just now, not on that particular platform, but I haven't seen 17 yet, but I've seen 16.4 to 16.
Yesterday.
It's not stable. Listen, when I was changing money, was it South Africa or Kenya? When you go, I think it's South Africa. When you go to the bank to change the money now, it will give you a rate. In the next 5 minutes, the rate can change.
Right.
That is how it works.
But if your fundamentals are weak,
that is how it works.
No, if the fundamentals are weak, no, it's a quote. It's a quote by your boss.
And you know why doctor said he was going to do a flat rate at the port? You know, when you go to the port every Tuesday, they change the rates. He says at least for 6 months, the rates are going to be untouchable.
Alfred Thompson.
So if I give you a rate of $1 cedi is to $10, or $1 is to 10 cedis. I'll make sure that it's stabilized for
Alfred Thompson,
so that we don't get the fluctuations that you are getting.
Riddle.
I call upon Ghanaians
Riddle.
not to cut their nose to spite their face.
Alfred Thompson, riddle.
to hurt their
riddle.
to hurt them, not to hit their flight, to hurt
Alfred
their soul.
Thompson, riddle.
What I would say is that yes, there are challenges.
Alfred Thompson,
I plead with them that let us work together, and the best person who can make sure that this economy is right on track and Ghanaians would enjoy what they need to enjoy.
Alfred Thompson,
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia.
Riddle.
And I thank you for dragging me to this studio to tell my story.
Riddle.
God bless you.
Riddle. If the fundamentals are weak,
I'm done.
Women Premier coming up.